butts and boobs.
Tiggle bitties.
We're live!
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 35 of our Mistwalkers Shroud campaign. If you've made it this far, you should know who we all are and who all the characters are. But let's talk about a little bit. Oh, but what, you want to do introductions?
Welcome to episode 35. Tiggle bitties.
Boobs.
I just did it really
Boobs.
late. Sorry.
Just really late, bud.
Really late.
Classic. How are we feeling, everybody? Headed into what could be our final encounter.
Is it wrong to say manic?
No, that might be the best answer.
Yeah, I'm feeling spicy.
Good.
Let the spice flow within you.
I have not
Like-
read those books or seen
like-
the movies.
Feels like a combo Dune and Star Wars too.
The book's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
this
was
is
gonna keep my Dune opinions to myself as
This
we.
is gonna be fucked up, is my opinion.
Last time we left off, our party had, as they were finishing up their exploration of the lab, they talked some to the simulacrum of Azaelin's sister, Zelia. They had gotten the robe they needed, the mist token for the Forgotten Realms where Darkon was pulled from. They, Buster went back in time again, forgetting everything that had happened up to that point and having to be reminded after
Hooray.
he had a little bit
Create
of
your
trauma moment.
Just stay
Uh,
away from your trauma. It's fine.
And death after the party fiddled with the time slowing mechanism that was attached to the castle, came looking for the party and led them to the throne room after explaining that Conquest's real plan here all along in bringing you was for Forgotten Light to be pulled into the birthing of this new dark power in order to create a power that could destroy all of the dark powers in all of the lands of the mist, thus destroying the lands of the mist, but also ending some of the greatest evil that existed.
And Conquest didn't even show up for his own party.
What are you talking about? He's here.
Huh?
What if Conquest was the friends we made along the way?
I hate that that's technically true.
You know what I really like? I like how this little guy's been hanging out on the side of the screen since
Just the whole time.
we hung
This
out.
little guy.
Since we got him.
This is a little threat.
He's my friend
Yes.
now.
Little friend.
These are just what the guards look like at the castle, you know.
Big chillin'.
And-
Understandable.
So we're going to describe the room as we left off. You guys were walking into the throne room, which is where we left off. Is this the right death song? It's pretty short, actually. You step into the throne room following on Death's heels. A bright amber light shines in front of you, kind of drawing your eyes beyond the center of the room where a throne sits. This light hovers beyond the throne. You see this light looks like it is almost appears solid as you watch it. You see a ball of darkness behind it, and you can see this light is like shattering, breaking, and then reforming over this ball of darkness behind it. It reminds you very similarly of other amber tombs you've seen, but on a much larger scale and in motion versus like the solid amber that you usually see dark power sealed in. In front of the throne, you see a magical circle with, it's a large circle with several smaller circles around it, like built into the larger circle, as if for as if somebody is to stand in these circles to be a part of the ritual going on here. You see shreds of amber light coming up from the magic circle itself, like linking to the larger light behind the throne. Nearby, you hear the rattling of a cage, and you turn and see three large creatures behind these iron portcullises on one side of the room. That just like little alcoves, almost look like prison cells where these creatures are being held, and you see three very strange creature amalgamations that, for those who read the transmutation notes, look a bit familiar. As you see
Look at that guy.
these three, one is just like almost has like a dog-like face, huge muscles. Another is like this snake-like creature. It's like a humanoid, but has like several mouths on it with a snake-like head. You can hear like hissing sounds coming from all the mouths on its chest. And last but not least, a cat-like animal that has an eye stalk coming out of its tail as it watches you. Other than that, you notice a body on the ground in front of these portcullises. The body of Odessa. Her form is limp. Her neck has been twisted so that she is like looks like her body is laying on its stomach, but her face is looking up into the sky. Her neck twisted in a irregular position as it lays limply in front of these cages. Death like looks at the amber light, his eyes glistening, a small smile on his face. He looks towards the circle, and there is like I said, it's a large circle, but as part of the like magical circles formation, there are 5 smaller circles about 5 feet wide built into it. Death kind of motions towards this magical circle and says, I assume that we will need to stand in that magical circle to initiate the ritual. So we will need something to guide the focus of the dark power to initiate, I assume. And you just see Death kind of like meander up to the circle and almost seems to like forget you for a moment as he like walks around examining it. What do y'all do?
Does the circle look like what porcelain was in?
It looks similar, but it is like much larger. And Porcelain Circle was just built with like a singular magic circle,
Okay.
whereas this is like magic circles within magic circles. This is like the most complex magical circle that I think any of you have ever seen.
Evocation.
And as you look up, the roof
Sorry, conjuration.
one last thing, the roof is completely shattered open. As you see like this amber light, there is also like a line that shoots up into the sky as like the king's tear is connected. And you can kind of see like a golden, almost looks like a rip in the sky far overhead.
Also, is there the source of the explosion close to here?
This seems like it is the source of the explosion. You can actually see like the tiles like ripping apart, and beyond the throne and this light itself, there is like no castle there. Like it's just completely shattered, and you just see sky. And actually, like there's wind blowing in. Do some ambient noise. There's like wind blowing in through the cracks of this, though it's actually like. I think time's actually making it a bit weird. So you probably don't hear like loud wind, but you can kind of like feel air moving and shifting. But this light this powerful amber force seems to be like the force of the explosion. Beyond it, you can see like tendrils of the light breaking into other parts of the castle. And like I said, beyond the throne, it's just like this light and then sky.
Huh. Tobias walks in. Where are the three creatures like or sits?
They're on the left side of this throne room. So the throne room shaped like almost like you could tell the throne room was once a circle. It now is like more of a half circle. And on the left side of this half circle, there is 3 portcullises, each with one of these creatures inside.
Oh, I see.
3 like alcoves with a portcullis like door.
Tobias starts walking along the wall to circle around, kind of passing by the creatures.
You see they all kind of like watch you. The one there's like a greenish one like that's hulking and kind of like slams against the bars as you come near it. You also see you guys see tapestries, thick, heavy, hanging on all the walls here. The tile was once fine, now it's like broken, cracked, shattered in most of the places here. And the throne itself is this large, made of like a mixture of gold, silver, platinum, with a like large amber piece set into like the back of it. So yeah, like the main part of the backing of the chair is just pure amber.
And is we don't see Conquest?
I mean, you don't see Conquest. You've been told, as far as you guys know, Conquest is dead. His soul was put into Olin's making.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Conquest.
Death?
Death is in here with us.
Yeah, Death has like walked ahead to the magical circle and he's like examining the magical circle, but he's just kind of like walking around it looking at it. He's not saying anything to you and almost seems like lost in thought as he examines it.
And Theron's not here either?
No. Theron is Conquest, so.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Confirmed.
What the hell?
It seems. Oh, whoa! I went Silas for that for a second. Where's this master plan we were supposed to be told about? Something more than just this?
Step into the circle and the ritual probably begins. And Death Death actually like for a moment looks at the circle, breaks away, and then goes up the few steps towards like the throne and actually begins like running a hand over like the arms of the throne. You see Death looks very, I think he's disassociating a lot as you are in this room. And he like looks up at the light for a little while. So much power.
Can I like study the circle? See if I can understand anything
Yeah.
about what it does.
You approach it. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, I love Arcana. I love Arcana. Hold on. I'm going to add a d6 with my knowledge from a past life.
Use it, baby.
I finally remembered I have it at the end of the campaign.
Hey.
28.
Wow. What a great roll. Yeah. And this past life is that of Theron, Conquest, who helped build this arcane circle. You see circles within circles, it's incredibly complex binding ritual, and you see that it is tied to this magic that is this light seems to be constantly having to hold this dark power in that's trying to burst free, and it's almost like recycling the dark power, the energy there to keep it from like finishing its birth, as it were. So you can tell. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. You're looking at this and you kind of have this innate understanding. You are looking at the dying body of a dark power behind this light. But a dark power doesn't easily die, so it's trying to break free from this magic, but the chronomancy that is kind of taken over the entire castle is making this process incredibly slow. And so something that would probably usually happen in just a few moments seems to be incredibly slow here and preventing this thing from instantly popping up. One thing I did forget is you guys are, while you're standing in here, seeing the souls of the dead very slowly. I think most of them have already entered, but you do occasionally see like the soul of a dead like come forward, come around the throne, and just like be sucked into this light to feed the spell and the dark power that is constantly in this midst of this reforming. The magical circle is tied to the ritual that destroyed it, but it's almost like a afterthought. You know it's there, and that this magical circle is not really part of Azaelin's plans. This magical circle is mostly Conquest's idea and the plan he set in motion as an after effect. So you see this magical circle is bound to the magic of the making of this. You see a larger circle in the middle that you feel like... with a 26. I think the larger circle in the middle, you can tell whatever is in the center of this will be like the center of this spell. So for instance, if Forgotten Light is going to be the one that takes the power of this dark power, you would need to be, or Forgotten Light would need to be in the center of this magical circle. Okay. The other magical circles seem to be things that are guideposts or what Death described as like bait for the dark power energy. It's basically all just tying the spell together and binding the lives of the people there to the spell. Do you have any questions that you're trying to like discern from this?
So, whatever the dark power isn't like being destroyed, it's being sealed into whatever steps into the, or it's being like fused with whatever's in the center of that the magic circle. Then
in a way, yes, the dark power itself is almost like part of is being sealed constantly by the magic that's binding it. And the magic circle seems to be an extension of that spell that is doing that.
Of the binding spell. Okay.
Yeah.
So it would like bind the dark power to whoever goes in there.
Theoretically.
So you would need someone or something that was particularly strong-willed to resist the dark power just taking over. Theoretically.
Theoretically. Or to like take hold of the dark power itself. But yes, whoever is at the center of this circle will be the center of the ritual. And I think you can also tell, I'm just going to give you all the information on a 26, that the spell 1 requires some sort of, this is the bait and everything, but there's almost needs to be like a map for the power that's going to be flowing through this. And you can kind of like, I think you get this knowledge, like looking at this, you can see constellations built into the magical circle that Olin themselves might be like part of that.
Sure.
the tattoos on your body. But you also can see that there needs to be some evil, some power exchange that needs to happen once all the pieces are in place here to kind of activate the ritual, like some sort of violence or at least like a great amount of, I'll just say evil or hate.
Okay. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I think Olin just relays everything to everybody. I think at this point, there's no real point in keeping secrets from anybody, since nobody knows what's going on.
I think as you say this, Death will kind of like casually sit on the throne. And he says, "There's no time to hesitate now. You know the plan. You know the goal. We might as well get the ritual going. Right? No reason to wait."
I motion over to the 3 cages and say something along the lines of, what is the point of keeping these 3 beasties here? They're very menacing.
They
I think I've
are
read the book.
Odessa's pets. And, well, they'll also be useful in case your group gets cold feet and I must force the ritual. But I don't think I'll need to do that, will I?
Can't imagine they're too happy about their master being killed.
Because I see we're being threatened into compliance now. Fun.
Where's
No,
Odessa's
no.
body?
Only if you don't comply will I threaten you.
Which in
Different.
itself is inherently a threat. Okay, okay.
He kind of like gives you
Ethics.
a smirking smile. What was your question, Tobias?
Where's Odessa's body?
It's like right in front of these cages, like maybe 5 feet in front of these cages. In front of like the center one. And it looks as if she was like moving towards them before she was killed.
She was gonna let him out, probably. Yeah. I also, Sam wanted to check Odessa's body. I also wanted to check Odessa's body.
Oh.
but-
Oh yeah, sorry. I did not see the
I was
the roll
also
20
going to walk up and close her eyes at the very least.
Yeah, you go up to Odessa's body. She's wearing fine, if simple, white robes, or like a white dress. Her eyes are open until Buster reaches down to close them. But she doesn't really have, similar to when you found her, she doesn't have like a backpack. She doesn't really have equipment on her. But her body is definitely seems dead. It is unmoving.
So this ritual needs a living body, right?
Yes.
So if I put Odessa in this middle of the circle, nothing would happen?
Death shrugs and says, "I'm really not sure what would happen."
Olin, do you have any thoughts?
I sort of. Well, I get the impression that just something being in the middle of the circle isn't going to do anything. Like, you have to do the ritual part as well. So, some kind of act of violence or evil has to happen to, like, enable the ritual, but there has to be someone in there to, like, catch the dark power.
Dylan, there is no book. The only thing she has is a fine gold like wedding band.
Bummer.
For some reaches down, slips the ring off the finger. Death kind of I think he like sits down and almost looks bored as you guys are kind of like hedging. He puts his hand like chin on his hand, and he says, "Forgotten Light must be the center of the ritual. The rest of you stand in the rest of the circles, and perhaps I'll need to join as well."
So you don't want to just take all the power for yourself right now? I mean, you could.
Death glances at you, like looks a bit over his shoulder at like the light shining behind him, looks back at the group and says, and he gives a little shrug, and he says, "Perhaps if Forgotten Light or Olin is worried about the ritual, perhaps Death as a dark power could do the job as well."
If this is a ritual to create a dark power using the energy based off of the remnants of this previous ritual and the body or remaining energies of previous dark power and the souls, who is to say that it has to be Forgotten Light? Forgotten Light is you know, spirit of justice and good, but this is just energy from dark spirit. What is to say that one of us could not take over and become like God, but not fully dark? Like, I could do it. I'm not evil, but...
You would be overwrought by the power of the dark power almost instantly.
I don't know.
I've seen your will. There's so much self-hatred in you that... No. It would be entertaining to see you as a dark power buster, Case Slyfoot, but... you would not be the poison in the well. You would just be one more dark power.
I don't think I'd be a dark power. I honestly think it'd be a pretty cool hangout spot. It'd be a pretty chill place in Darkon if I were to be in charge. It wouldn't be as evil and horrible.
Question for Buster on tape for the table. Buster didn't take that knife that he cut his shadow with, did he? Did he leave it there?
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that was left at Ebbs. If you wanted to use inspiration to flashback and say you grabbed that,
Yeah.
I don't know what...
I'm just saying
Was
that
there
might be
anything...
an option to separate Forgotten Light.
Was there anything special from that knife? Was the knife specifically the thing that cut it, or was the proximity to the egg the thing that cut it? Because I thought the knife was just like a regular ritual knife.
Oh,
I thought it was the altar.
Yeah, the altar and the intention was the thing that cut the shadow. I thought the knife was just like some knife. That's why I didn't think to grab it.
that feels true to me as well.
Yeah. Plus, we have a golden necromantic ritual knife in Olin's pocket.
Yep.
Using that same...
hoping for like a combination, like just I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever that easy, unfortunately.
I come up to Olin and I say quietly, "It's now or never. You don't have to do this, but if you do, we're always better on the fly, and we'll figure out a way to get that out of you. Or we just say, to hell with it, and we just start going after old boy over here."
what's everybody feeling?
I was just about to say like table talk because we haven't like actually like this is a big decision. At the same time, the plan has been given to us that I honestly think it's not a terrible idea, but it is one given to us by the literal embodiment of death, and two, the DM. So inherently,
I completely forgot about something else that is in this room, and that is Festra.
Of
Huh?
course she's here. Of course she's here.
Festra is sitting on the right side. I think she's just eyeing all of you. She's sitting on a stool.
My wife.
She has her massive book in front of her, and is just writing as she watches everything. Her legs are kind of kicked up. She almost looks relaxed as she watches the situation play out. But she looks at the group as they kind of like come together and
yeah, I want to continue the table talk, but Buster starts walking towards her. Yeah, the plot has been given us to by the DM, so inherently, like legally speaking, that feels like a trap, or that feels like the wrong answer somehow, or something that is, if we go with the easiest option of what this prophecy or whatever has been built up for, it feels like that won't be the
bad end.
Yeah, but like even then in a game like this, there is no such thing as like bad end.
What
It's
if John
what would happen.
just really wants to wrap up the campaign, so he's like, here is the correct answer.
John
I
is
also
so
could see
sick
that.
of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
And he's just like,
that is kind of true.
look,
That
That's
part is-
accurate.
No, I'm showing the test answers. Don't read it.
That is also a possibility. I agree.
Just let out there into the universe.
But I don't know.
I mean, is John our enemy?
Yes.
Yeah. 50% of the time.
Damn. John,
Sometimes.
I don't view you as my enemy.
I'm simply a facilitator for the story that's being told. A collaborator for the tale that
That's
we're building.
what they all say.
Do I
I
also
genuinely-
play your enemies? Yes, but I wouldn't say I am your enemy.
John, I don't see you as our enemy. I don't see you as an adversarial DM. Please spare my character.
I am more like
That's
Festra
how
in
you
this
teach
situation than Death, I would say.
The
I'm an
Chronicler.
observer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I
I also see you that way, but still.
I don't know. I just
But
we'll
the
just come up
evil
with something.
hands, John, you gotta stop doing the evil hands thing.
Stop steepling.
I
Stop
just,
steepling.
I just do stuff with my hands, okay?
I think we should start the ritual and kill Forgotten Light as the dark power is inhabiting it.
But that only gets rid of one dark power.
And that also kills you.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily true. We don't know what happens. but it
I mean,
only
if
kills
the host body is killed.
I don't have a better solution. So
my thought, I guess, is that there will be some sort of power struggle between Forgotten Light and the dark power, and it'll be vulnerable while it kind of tries to sort that out. But that's just a theory.
It's going to be so much more challenging to deal with all of the beasties, Forgotten Light, and Death. That feels like, if any answer is the correct one, I think that might be it. But that feels nigh insurmountable. Just going off of the names, Nullifier, Absorber, and Reverser.
Yeah, I just don't want to fight everything.
I don't think we will have much of a choice.
I don't think we will either. I'm gonna
But
ask.
also,
we have a choice.
I mean, if
Sorry,
we do what
I-
Death
Yeah.
wants to do, he has no reason to like sick the
No,
monsters on us, right?
that's true. But if we kill Forgotten Light, that immediately goes against his plan. He's like, "Well, you're dead, Bucko." And then we will
Also,
either have to fight
We just
for
got
our
to be
lives,
really
which is-
convincing. Be like, no, it needs evil and violence to activate this, so we're trying to kill the really good guy to
Okay.
make the ritual happen.
Brain blast.
I think that we're really stretching on this, but I'm gonna ask Olin for the dagger, and I have no idea how it works, and I'm just gonna try. Is there a combination of something that we can try, like a combination of like to try to use the dagger that we don't know how it works to separate, like create some type of like separation of Olin and Forgotten Light, and then maybe you banish Forgotten Light at the same time, or
You literally have 2 people in your party that had their souls ripped out of their original bodies.
Let's keep up the trend. Let's make it 3.
Okay, mine was
Well-
post-death and semi-consensual.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm just saying, we have somewhat of an understanding of the process.
Yeah, I guess I thought like if you took the ritual dagger, was when I first grabbed it, 2 or 3 episodes ago, whenever we started the fucking labs,
You know,
I
we just
I grabbed it and
we
had the
came here too fast.
I had this idea that you would be able to cut along the constellations on Olin's body to like let Forgotten Light out, like break the seal and free it. But obviously, I don't know if that actually would happen. But
Yeah.
Does Buster have a way to talk with the dead?
Mm-hmm. Do I have speed
mean,
with that?
I mean, we can just
Would you
kill
like to
Olin.
ask Odessa?
I mean, he's right there. We can just talk to him.
We
Uh,
have
Speak
a
of
very
fuck.
powerful mage lying dead on the ground that we can ask questions. Like,
I would like to do that, actually.
she's right there. I looted her corpse.
Wow.
Yeah. As we're cooking, but I
Is
still want
she
to
my
talk.
mother?
I also want to talk to Festra. So many things that before you like walk into the final battle loading screen. I have one question that I want to ask Odessa. If you guys have any other questions, you gotta let me know real quick. But
Is she like my
Do you wanna
birth
talk-
mother?
To Odessa or Fast Ref, right?
I mean, I was already next to Odessa.
Well, you had started walking to Festra as well as the last.
Yeah. We'll say that. Yeah.
Festra will look up from her book as you approach, and she
Sit-
smiles with pointed teeth.
Sit down, crisscross applesauce, which is very impressive for a rabbit with a backwards feet. It's just a little weird. What's your whole deal?
My deal?
Hmm.
I am simply an observer. I am taking down the story to see what happens.
Hmm. Do you have a bet that you have hedged based off of what you have taken from the story so far?
I think she smiles a little bit and she says, she kind of shrugs and she says, it is difficult to escape death. It comes for everyone. But I have no idea how this ends. It's why I'm here. I'm curious.
Hmm.
But these lands are tied to my home world in a important way. And so I think what happens here will affect my daughters back home.
Interesting. I get the feeling by looking at you, you have done a very good job of escaping death for quite a while. You know, game recognized game in such a way. Okay.
I am very
well,
hard to kill.
okay, that's one way of putting it. I feel like I'm pretty easy to kill. I've just gotten away from it a lot.
Now you are Mist Warden. You are Horseman of the Apocalypse. You are the Dread Bunny. Come to the end of the line.
You think that would sound like menacing, but it really doesn't. The Dread Bunny, ooh.
Yes, I love the dichotomy of it, actually.
Yeah, it's a little... I feel like we're going to mess this up, and I'm going to go help that along. So, please be very gentle in your editorializing of what we are about to do.
I will only write down the facts in the most dramatic fashion.
I can't wait to read them.
And she will switch to Goblin. And she says, "No matter what, I wish you good luck, child of Dargoon."
Oh, shit. Really? Okay, I mean, thanks. Wasn't expecting to go back to the home tongue, but yeah. How's the old place doing? We'll talk later. We'll talk later. And I will go back over to Odessa. And does anyone else have any other business, or am I just bumbling around doing this one thing that is potentially incredibly...
I was gonna antagonize death, but I'll wait.
You that can be the backdrop. Like, you can distract him with your antagonizing while I get in like a little sneaky question. Does anyone have any questions? I have one very beautiful, poignant one that I need to ask.
What is your question?
You'll see.
My question would be, do you know how to... Is there a way to separate... Well, you have to be real specific, right? So...
Yeah.
What is
the way to separate Forgotten Light from Olin?
Oh, okay. Did she know?
Maybe. She
might.
She's all about the, like, stitching creatures together. I feel like she probably would know how to separate them.
Yeah, she knew you, at least at one point in life.
Yeah,
I have an
interesting report.
Question. Okay.
What is the true nature of this ritual?
Yeah, she might know.
How many? You got 5 questions?
5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're at 3. That's a pretty good one.
I want to know why she came here.
That's a good question.
Okay.
She was very not wanting to go back.
What's the deal with Axrock?
Can we use it? Can we use her corpse for the ritual? No, I don't know.
Why did you come? How to separate Olin? Nature of ritual. My question.
You have 1 left.
Do we
We'll figure
leave
it out
that
on the
as
fly.
a situational question?
Yeah, I'd like to go down and while
As
they're
Buster's
distracting
walking,
Death.
Olin said, "Do you like sitting on that throne? Does it make you feel as small as you look on it?"
Damn.
Death
Ouch.
smiles, and he says, "It is a bit oversized, isn't it? I do like sitting on it. I almost remember sitting on it when I was a Zaylan."
I've had a dream like this once, although the one sitting there was a lot more handsome than you are.
I think he busts out laughing, like a little, like, ha, as he, like, leans back, and he says, "That must be Theron talking."
himself. Oh, ever the narcissist.
Yes, I am definitely not the looker of the family. But that's fine. Conquest, well, eventually all falls to death.
Ola just looks at Tobias. Got a load of this guy.
All right, we cast and speak with dead on Odessa.
I am.
Right. Go ahead, Pop, speak with dead out for me.
Hold on, let me hit the button so my spell slot also spends. It did not. Never mind. That's weird. I genuinely did not mean to click at that time.
This guy is definitely speaking with dead.
Okay. What does it look like when Buster casts speak with dead?
I flip her body and I right her head so that she's no longer like twisted all the way around.
Cracking of bones echoes.
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm like making it look like I'm like, we will complete the ritual. Let me just do, clerical duties. And I brush her hair a little bit, and I like nurse her head in my lap. And then I kind of like very quickly do a series of just like little bunny like boops, and like I boop her nose. I mess around with her a little bit. And I kind of just like tap like twice on her head, and her eyes just like open up.
All right. I chose this music for Odessa, and I honestly don't remember if it was more like battle or conversation, but I'm playing it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, her eyes open up. They kind of like glow, looking past you, through you.
My mic isn't picking it up. Shh. Odessa, very important questions for you. I hope you remember me. It's Buster, your friend. First and foremost, if I need to control your 3 beasties, what do I do or say to control them? How do I let them know that I'm your friend?
Interesting.
She's got a way to control them somehow.
The only way to control them is with magic. A dominate monster spell for each.
I don't know that. Do you have anything that allows you to do this easily, or was it just your magic that did it?
I have the magic that I've learned over hundreds of years at my fingertips.
Not anymore, you don't. I hate meeting like this, by the way. Why did you come here?
To take the regalia of Rex from you and become the new Dark Lord of Darkon.
Noble. I respect it, but Death had other plans. If you remember our companion Olin, which I think you do you know of any ways to separate him from the forgotten light spirit inside of him?
Olin are pieces that make a whole. It'll be up to those other pieces to keep themselves together.
That's what I like about you. You're even eloquent in double death. In this ritual that we have here, what is the nature of this ritual that we have? What exactly is happening with the energy of the dark power, if you know?
In a constant state of flux, fed by souls to keep it content, trapped by amber magic to keep it sealed, awaiting a host for the power, a new pact to be forged. It is a spell of transitioning. A
Mm.
dangerous spell.
As the magic leaves, I slowly close her eyes, and in Sylvan I say, "Rest in peace."
Body falls limply, eyes closing.
I look up at the three beasties and I'm like,
Dylan, you don't get any sort of like.
Yeah, as soon as the first question was asked, I was like, well, there went the answer to my little whisper.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. Was also hoping she would be like, my wedding ring.
yeah, that's yeah. I carry a magic ring that. And I would look down at her hand like, "There's no ring. What the fuck?"
It's a magic Nuva ring. Oh, good night, Jason.
I don't think he knows what that is. I think you're okay.
No, yeah. That's just funny timing.
When he does find out, he'll be like,
He's gonna
"What?
think that was so funny.
Talking about?"
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Jesus Christ.
He does not know what Nuva ring is yet. It was just, the timing was hilarious.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Funny.
Okay. It is just a normal plain band.
Yeah.
He didn't even give her a rock? Damn, that man did not love her.
It's a wedding band, not an engagement ring.
I mean, a lot of the time they get, like, welded together.
Yeah,
So-
nowadays.
This is fantasy past, okay?
Okay.
Or fantasy
and
future.
she was a fantasy queen? So you're telling me she couldn't have any gems or jewels?
She was a real queen to me.
She was also a fucking apparently psychopath. So I don't think she
You know
wanted
what?
God forbid a
The-
woman have hobbies.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. Rock might have gotten in the way of her experiments. You know what? Fair. She probably needed something plain.
Ooh, Axe Rock, you motherfucker.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that guy?
The character we'll never meet.
I know. Death was too much of an asshole to just be like, yeah, we can go there real quick. It's fine.
All
Are
right.
you done dawdling? Can we move this along?
Sure, we can just rush into the impending ritual that promises to either save or damn the universe.
See, when he says it like that, I just want to go explore other places. I don't.
What if the prophecy said for this to happen, for Forgotten Light to become a new god, what was the point of the regalia in the prophecy?
You will need it. Part of the
Oh.
bait. Each of you will need to hold a piece of the regalia.
So what's the point of you?
I don't think I was meant to be part of Conquest's little plan, but I'm here more to make sure it happens.
There's 5 pieces.
Well, one of them was optional, if I remember correctly.
You just have 4 pieces.
Hammer. Is the
Mhm.
hammer not part of it?
Hammer, crown.
helmet,
Crown.
coat,
Hammer, crown.
staff, regalia.
Yeah, the regalia was
The regalia is all.
bonus.
The regalia is all 4 together.
Or not
Or
the
the-
regalia.
The robe is not
The
one of
robe.
The robe
the.
is
the
different thing.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
not a
the-
real regalia.
yeah, the robe is its own thing.
That's to merge Darkon back to home.
What y'all want to do?
Decisions.
Well, you all remember what I told you.
Hmm.
Owen starts walking towards the circle.
I guess we start divvying out pieces of the regalia. I've got 2 on me. What's Maxie doing this whole time?
Oh, that's a great question. 'Cause I constantly have forgotten about Maxie. I think like as Olin begins walking up, Maxie like runs up and grabs your wrist, Olin, and she's like, "So you're just going to jump into this weird magic ritual, trust this asshole up here, and you what, save everybody?"
I think that there was a version of me that would have done that. But I'm hoping to free myself from my shackles and maybe save the world as a bonus.
Real quick. Looking at 3 BCs in the cages. What's the mechanism to release them look like?
Great question. I think there's just like a simple lever beside each cage.
Beside each cage.
So there's like one. There's not like one lever that unleashes like all 3 at the same time. There's like an individual lever for each one.
How far are these levers apart from each other?
About 5 feet. I guess they're large creatures actually, so maybe about 10 feet.
Did we ever figure out what the omens were from the prophecy?
Which one?
Rereading the dread prophecy. 8 omens will come to pass, or 8 omens bind, each one a decree, whichever version you're reading. Both mention 8 omens. Did we figure that out?
No. I do not know.
Say, how many omens have we seen so far? Just in general.
I don't know. What defines an omen?
It's ominous.
Are you having this conversation out loud?
Yeah,
Why not?
sure.
Death like rolls his eyes and says, "The omens are part of the prophecy. It's literally the next 8 lines. And it's all made
I
up
could
by
have read it.
conquest anyway. They don't mean
Stuff.
anything.
Celestial bread. Dead. Eat unseen hand. I'm gonna try something dumb. You remember how the ghosts all sort of reacted to Rosemary after she got the hammer when we were at the ball?
Mhm.
I'm gonna see if I can just grab their attention and get them to come to me. Because you said they're still filing into the room.
Yeah, you go in front of like a couple of the ghosts, trying to get their attention.
And I'll pull out the hammer if need be.
The ghosts will eye you, and you see them almost like tug and pull and point towards the light as if they're trying to like get you to come with them. And they will only hesitate a moment with you before they will move on. Unless there's something in particular you're trying to do.
And I was trying to get them to come towards me instead of to the light.
You can get them to do that for like a few moments. They watch you, pointing towards the light.
I point for them to leave.
Give me an intimidation check.
My specialty. I don't suppose I could use strength instead of charisma.
Yeah, I generally like that. So charisma almost feels more fitting for this particular intimidation check.
I can do it. It's just it's a +5 versus a +1.
Sure.
I'll do charisma. It's
Yeah,
chill.
let's do that. Yeah, the ghost like.
Do
Yeah.
I have any fighter bullshit I can add on there?
Can you
I
add a
do
superiority die? Can you talk?
No, that's it. I don't got nothing to add.
Ghosts hesitate a moment, look at you, and then continue to move towards the light.
The celestial.
I think.
Risen dead. The unseen.
I think. I mean, Owen will keep moving. Obviously, nothing's gonna happen until we are all in place anyway. But
Olin, are you taking one of the specific piece of the regalia?
I mean, I guess I have to, right? What's
Yeah, you don't have to attune it. If you don't want, you
have
can
to
just take
be
it with
holding
you.
onto it. What do we not? What hammer? Which one do you have, Buster? You're using the
I have
coat, right?
famine ward and the rod.
I guess I'll
Not attuned to either, right?
No, not attuned to either.
I guess I'll take the rod.
All right, you grab Warweaver in hand
Yeah.
and head towards the.
Looking at its stats, I probably should have attuned to it, honestly. A +3. Spells. Yum.
But as we as Olin gets close to the center, they look at everybody. Look at Tobias, look at Dylan, look at Buster, look at Maxie. Look at Death for half a second. Turn back to everybody else. Do you trust me?
Unfortunately.
Whatever happens. We're gonna take this thing down.
You say that out loud?
Mm-hmm.
I think Death sits forward at that, looking curiously at you.
Is everybody in place? We wanna
Yeah. Do the rest of you guys move to?
Very quick point of order. Who has the Stone of Absorption?
I do.
Okay. That's the one that
I have a delicious, tasty drink. The potion of invulnerability. As well, if I need it. Which I might.
I almost forgot that I had a fucking Cape of the Mountebank.
Just in case.
It's good to look over your stuff.
Yeah.
Period. I straight up forgore.
How long does the potion of storm giant strength last?
An hour.
Might be good to pop that now.
But they all work an hour.
Slurp it up.
Speaking of that, actually, I want to check something.
Everybody buff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this would be a good idea, but Olin, you have a potion of invulnerability, remember?
Yeah. I also wanted this.
29.
I'm gonna take my potion of mind reading too.
You guys kind of like walking up to the circle and just chugging these potions,
Slam it,
basically.
knocking back potions.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking mine yet. But
I haven't done anything. I
do-
remember that I'm wearing a cloak. I'm like, what?
I do want to ask John. Would you consider this Forgotten Light taking over as like a possession effect?
Do you consider Forgotten Light taking over as a possession effect?
It's a lot more beneficial for me if it is. I guess it's kind of weird because technically it like should be, but I have been treating it like a swap this whole time, so probably not. I just wanted to know what you thought was going on with it.
Yeah, in my head, because this is like through the Dark Gift as well, it feels like it is like your body doesn't really consider it a possession, or it's not really considered a possession as far as Olin is concerned, because Forgotten Light is part of Olin's makeup.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
Okay.
Huge.
And I am going to take out the ritual knife. Everyone else is good. Everyone's ready for whatever is going to happen.
Has everybody entered the circles?
Mm-hmm.
How far away is the amber on the back of the throne from, say, if Dylan tries to stand in the closest circle to it?
The closest circle?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say 20 feet.
Beautiful. I will summon my shadow. Well, not shadow, my echo. Behind the throne, standing next to the amber with the hammer out, just in case.
I would like to make sure that I'm next to Rosemary. Oh, God, I can't believe I did it. Dylan.
No, dude.
I can't believe I did it. You said echo, and I was thinking Rosemary as the echo.
Yeah, that's fair.
Damn it.
This one's garlic, actually.
Oh, that's a funny little twist I wasn't expecting.
A little vampire version. Okay. As you each step into the circle, you know there needs to be something else that kind of triggers the ritual, but you can see the magic beginning to, like, all of you standing there with the regalia of Rex is already starting to have some effect. We see Tobias's shadow beginning stretching towards the light.
Oh.
Um,
Oh no.
Good.
I think I get
Good.
it. I think I get it. Oh no.
Death
So we have to kill
watches.
Tobias.
You try.
Okay, nerd.
All right.
Death sits at the edge of his seat. I think when Olin says that, he's starting to like get suspicious, so he actually like stands up from the throne and walks down. But I do think you each have this moment of almost deja vu. Yeah. As he walks down, like looking like the shadow itself is like stretching towards him as it stretches towards that light. And he's kind of standing before you in this circle. And there's like one magic circle that's a smaller circle that is empty. And he eyes it. And then takes a moment before he steps forward and steps into that circle. Olin. Or
Yeah.
I'll say the party generally. You know, there needs to be some sort of violence. I think Death knows this too. He looks around and says, should we just kill her? Pointing towards Maxie.
I knew it. I can't believe I didn't see it earlier.
I think that the self-mutilation will do plenty for the violence. And Olin takes the ritual dagger. And I want to ask you, is there a way, I know we've kind of talked about this with the altar and Ebb's place, just in general. Is there a way I can identify that part of Forgotten Light and try and cut it out?
I mean, I think with this, the way this magic is set up, you can certainly try, and it's basically going to be more intention than anything else.
Especially knowing what Odessa said, which was that Olin is a bunch of parts, and it's up to the parts that aren't Forgotten Light to stick together.
Yeah, if you weren't able to hear it because I was doing it quietly, I made sure to. Sorry, after the I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I just assumed.
Made sure to. Yeah, I definitely did tell.
But I think having that knowledge, having attempted to cut out Forgotten Light or part of those memories of Theron and everything else in Ebb's lair, I think Olin's gonna really give it the old college try here to get Forgotten Light out separately into the world.
Can I assist?
I was gonna say, you want me to roll anything or just kind of go for it?
We're gonna do a roll.
It's also made of gold.
So it'll trigger the transformation either way, right? But
how would you be assisting, Dylan?
Same way I assisted Buster when he cut out a shard of his soul at the altar. Just talking through the process because she was awake while Mother did it to her.
I'd say this is a little different because where Buster was trying to chop a piece of his own soul, basically, Olin is an amalgamation of. I think this is different enough.
Okay.
If you want to make like an Arcana check, you are proficient. I'll say if you
I
get
am
like
proficient.
if you get like a
I'm
15 or
shivering.
higher on an Arcana check, I'll say you can give him some help here.
Hey,
I'm
My
a generous
specialty.
DM.
my specialty.
I'm assuming okay. Just for he's gonna have to make a check, right?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna inspire him with my crown.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I don't get this conjuration stuff. Sorry.
You have a D6.
all right. Just a little bit of bardic.
Kind of very weak bardic, like a very mild bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Baby's first bardic.
Olin, you stab the knife down. As the gold plunges into your skin, you feel Forgotten Light shifting, taking over as you try and cut through this. Will you just describe the cut you're making?
Olin, knowing the like stitching of constellations and everything, cuts straight down the lines and is basically trying to sever all of this thing that is literally holding Olin's body together, as well as figuratively perhaps keeping Forgotten Light sealed.
All right. There's a blast of light as you guys see. You will see Olin shifting into Forgotten Light for this moment as this cut like goes through. I think there's almost this moment of where like you're seeing almost like Forgotten Light finish the cut that Olin started, and there's almost like where Forgotten Light is cutting. There's like light giving way to flesh. And why don't you give me a wisdom save, Olin?
Surprisingly, not that good at them. But...
And you're gonna take, I don't know, 1d4 plus your strength modifier and damage here.
Get my strength modifier of 1.
Okay.
2
You'll
damage.
take 2 damage.
Roll my concentration check. That's a con save, right? Is a concentration check.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I lose.
God.
That's really funny, actually. It's par for the course. I can add your conquest thing to a saving throw.
You can add a d6 to it. You could also use your inspiration.
Yeah. You can use inspiration for advantage on
Or
this,
just a reroll.
or a reroll.
It'd be a reroll after the fact,
Okay.
or advantage before the fact.
Yeah.
So if you want to use your inspiration for the wisdom save, or if you're trying to reroll your con save.
I'll use it for advantage. So I'll start with it. And
Maybe the d6 would be good for this. I don't know.
Add the d6. 17. That's rough. It's pretty close. It's pretty close to a good save.
It's not bad.
No, it's decent, right? That's okay.
Blood splatters on the ground. Some of it kind of like shimmering and shining, as if the blood is coming from Forgotten Light.
Oh, and there's no paladins around, are there? Within 10 feet of me. Okay. I have aura protection on my.
To the best of my knowledge.
But
Oh, that would be kind of clutch right now. Yeah, Olin, you feel this disjointing. Forgotten Light, you feel Olin trying to cut you from this form. I think we have from Olin's perspective, there's like this flashing of perspectives. Your mind is kind of in multiple places, and you feel as Forgotten Light, as this ritual begins to take hold, you feel as Olin, and I think we get this flash to not Olin as the amalgamation that they are now, but Olin before death. This like flash to like holding Theron close, kissing each other in the dark, like the tears in Theron's eyes as Halsin and his men betray you at the end of your pilgrimage. Olin, you don't, with that 17. Forgotten Light has the reins.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten Light. You know what this ritual is. You have the perspective of everything Olin does. You know, you just lean into this ritual. You see the magic circle beginning to glow, catching each of these people. Right now is an opportunity for you to destroy more evil, worse evil than you've ever had the opportunity for. Olin trying to save themselves and cut you free. I don't know if that's important to you as Forgotten Light. But you feel the body that you are in. You see, I think everybody actually. The gold light begins pouring from this explosion, flowing into the circle, flowing around each of you. You feel the magic beginning to touch into each of you. But Olin, Forgotten Light especially, you feel it trying to burn away your physical body. Each of the constellations that Olin has as tattoos are glowing in this deep glow that's going through Forgotten Light's light. So it's almost like these projections of constellations coming from you. You feel your body beginning to disintegrate, wanting to break apart as this power calls to you. You tell me, does Forgotten Light try and do anything for Olin here? Or is Forgotten Light sees the goal of being able to destroy evil and is focused on the power in front of them?
I think I kind of
And there's no wrong answers.
I know there's no wrong answers, John. Trying to pick a
That
good
also
answer.
implies there's no right answer.
But there are good and bad answers.
I guess I do want to ask if anybody else tries to do anything while this sort of power struggle is happening. Or if there's even time for something like that.
And we were told to stay in the circles, right?
Yeah.
You're told in the circles, you see, it doesn't look like Olin has succeeded in just freely cutting. I think you can each see that Forgotten Light glowing stronger, almost overshadowing everything that Olin was. You do have this magic encircling you, and kind of everybody's going to be making their own saves here soon. But I'll say there's a moment here where if somebody wanted to take an action.
I'm gonna take my shadow blade, and I'm going to maybe do something dumb, but I'm going to try to innately use the magic inside of it, to call upon the shadow of it, and to carve along a little bit more where Olin is already carving. And my goal is I'm trying to purge the light with the shadow magic, or at least draw out Forgotten Light with the shadow magic of the sword.
Your goal being to.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to draw Forgotten Light out of the body.
Okay. By attacking the body in the similar place as Olin with this intent.
Yes. I'm not gonna go full out attacking him, but I'm just trying to just like kind of help him
Finish
out
the
a little bit.
ritual.
Continue the cut.
Yeah.
So having
So
like old dagger.
I think it's
Is
still
Forgotten
in.
Light holding it?
Yeah, it's in Forgotten Light's hands.
Cool.
I'm just
Um,
hoping the magic of the sword is enough to help expel it.
So I'm going to say this magic circle is large enough that you would have to step out of your circle to do a melee attack like that.
And I don't know what happens if I step out of the circle.
Not mid ritual.
Um,
I know death would start popping off.
could
I think I'm gonna
Garlic?
have. Huh?
my echo? She's not standing in any circles. She has all my weapons.
And she's only 20 feet away.
She's got my longsword.
How far are
Um,
we from each other?
I'm going to say this circle is about. I think Olin's in the middle, and everybody is about 10 feet away from Olin.
I
How
can give
far
my
from-
echo to Olin.
So the echo is 30 feet away from Olin total, because it's 20 feet away from you in the closest circle to the throne.
Yeah.
Are we 10 feet away from each other?
Yeah,
Or okay.
I think so. That math seems the math in my head.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might be a little further because of concentricity, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay. You want to move your echo? Can your echo move and attack all in the same turn?
I need to double check that. This is, don't switch to your subclass right at the end, guys. It's, gets real fucky.
While she's figuring that out, Tobias, if you see Dylan doing that, are you gonna kind of like pause a moment and not step out of your circle?
Just
Are
like a moment.
Yes, I can have it attack and move on the same turn. Moving it is no action.
Okay. You move and attack. Give me an attack roll. Let's see the damage.
Oh god, I am so sorry. Okay.
That's enough to hit.
And
Mhm.
literally just trying to continue what they were doing. Not necessarily trying to, murderize.
Sure, but you're using a sword to continue a cut.
Yeah. Sorry, friend.
It's okay.
Yes, there's 16 damage.
Yep.
Forgotten Light.
Mm-hmm.
As this garlic-shaped shadow runs up and attacks. Give me another wisdom save.
Okay.
I believe in you.
Oh, not at advantage.
Oh no.
8. Ocho.
All right. Shadow runs into the circle. Tobias, you see this doesn't seem to have much effect. Forgotten Light takes some damage. See Will over there.
Yeah, I do it.
You step out. Death will
Yeah.
like as you walk out, he'll be like, "Stop! You must let the ritual complete." Do you disregard him?
Yeah, I want to help Olin.
All right. Uh,
Have we tried talking to Forgotten Light?
yeah, I mean, you could say something in this moment if you want to try
Like-
that instead.
Hey, could you just let our friend go and live? Let our friend live, maybe?
Get out, you fucking squatter.
Don't be a dick. Kind of a dick move to kill someone just so you get to live.
Get out of here, stalker.
I'm trying to think. 'Cause I think
What do I roll about? What do I roll against get out of here, squatter?
Cheeky breaky. It's all come full
Uh,
Squatters'
circle.
rights aren't a thing here.
Tobias, do you want to try the talking thing, or do you want to take this moment to step out of the circle and do the thing? I'm gonna need you to make a check here to push through the magic.
I think seeing everybody like yelling at Forgotten Light, it does slightly pause and like regard them.
Mm-hmm.
I would start shouting at it as soon as I noticed that it didn't fucking work. Because there's nothing I can do close by if we're still trying to complete the ritual, or at least semi-complete it enough to like really fucking whack the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And every other spell that I have is incredibly malicious or helpful. So I can cast Dawn on him. That wouldn't be very helpful, but it would hurt. It just wouldn't be very good right now.
Yeah.
I could cast darkness on him. I don't know what that would do, except we couldn't see him. They.
Yeah, Forgotten Light. All these people yelling. Tobias, are you gonna add into the yelling and kind of like with your party going in there?
Okay, instead I cast Thaumaturgy, and I raise my voice, and I start yelling at Forgotten Light to just get out. Or I will kill you myself.
Hey, buddy, we're evil. Come smite us.
I mean, Forgotten
Smite
Light.
me, almighty
no!
smiter.
This is what I do.
Just point of death. Evil.
While I
Hey,
also do that,
Incarnation of evil.
but I'm going to use my shadow clone to appear right next to me, and have it target Forgotten Light.
Your shadow clone.
Yes.
Okay.
So
The like long line of your shadow that's pulling towards the light, like in the middle of that line, the shadow clone forms out of.
Uh-huh.
I've sent you a DM, John.
I think it's possible.
Because
Okay.
Forgotten Light really reacted that shadow clone last time.
I think in the midst of this ritual, like Forgotten Light can feel that like if there was any opportunity, it would be now, as he's like being drawn, or they're being drawn to this like power source.
I think Forgotten Light is so pissed off about this situation and just wants to be done with it that Forgotten Light cuts itself out of Olin and drops Olin to the fucking ground. Just obviously, Forgotten Light wants this power.
Yeah.
Forgotten Light wants to be able to destroy evil. And all these people care so much about its vessel. They won't care if Forgotten Light just gets out and leaves the vessel here, so.
All right. Shadow clone rising up, beginning to attack. I do think there's a check involved, Forgotten Light. I'm not sure how to rule this.
I'm really glad I didn't just hex Forgotten Light.
Look at thing here.
You guys
I mean,
ever
you know-
played two characters that have to fight each other at
Yes.
the same time? That's true. It's so real.
Multiple times.
Not sure what kind of check to make this.
Congratulations, you are your own big bad.
Yeah,
Oopsie.
you know, maybe I'll just let it happen.
Maybe take some damage. And...
Yeah, actually, you know what? Give me an insight check, Forgotten Light, to kind of like, just like the way you're bound, the way this vessel works.
I'm
Insight or Arcana, I feel like.
say,
would be the-
I'm feeling either a natural 1 or a natural 20 on this one, guys.
Don't forget to say.
That's pretty
Never mind,
good.
you don't even need to say it.
That's pretty good.
pretty good. Olin,
Mm-hmm.
you feel a chunk of your soul ripped away. Make me a charisma save real quick, as like the rest of you is trying to
Great.
like hold on.
I love making charisma saves.
And this is mostly just
Let's
gonna.
go!
Oh my god, you said
Wow.
Oh my god, the most important charisma save of my career.
I can't believe I almost was gonna say that's gonna stop on a 20. Glad I didn't.
All
say
right.
it.
So, a couple of things happen all at once. There's like all this yelling. You guys are like shadow clones popping up. The garlic like clone running up and attacking. Forgotten Light rips from the spot. You see like the light of Forgotten Light like lift up from Olin. You see everywhere that there is a constellation tattoo on Olin. There's like a line of blood that is like ripped up, following Forgotten Light, as if it's like seeping through each of these constellation tattoos. A mixture of like blood and light. I'm not gonna make you take as much of that as I was going to do, Olin. I think I'm just gonna do this on that nat 20.
just 5d20 of damage instead of, 10.
Take that.
Yeah, you're gonna take 13 damage here. As Forgotten Light seeps from your pores, the rest of you, the souls, two souls that flawed, but made of a deep love, grasping onto each other to stay in this form. As Forgotten Light leaves you.
Wait, both? Both souls? That was just
Theron
Theron.
and the lover.
Theron
The body
and
was the lover's.
it is, but there's also a piece of that soul still there.
It's very subtle.
That's heartbreaking and really sad.
I'm
What is
deleting
wrong with you.
this dark gift.
Hey,
I'm free. Free
You
of
can
my
just
dark.
get rid of those?
you just dark regifted.
Anybody? Hey,
Uh,
anybody want this guy?
Y'all see the magic, like the kind of amber golden magic that is hiding this kind of like black ball behind it, beginning to open up almost like a funnel as Forgotten Light, that energy just flows. Maybe it's a bit of an interchange, actually. The darkness begins flowing out of this funnel towards Forgotten Light. Forgotten Light's light begins flowing towards this funnel, and the two powers begin combining. You feel, as this dark power comes through, all of you feel this dread.
Mhm.
Being in the presence of pure dark power. The black begins shining, the shimmering fluorescent light that kind of wraps around the darkness. As the dark power known as Forgotten Light begins to form. The magic of the ritual burns through each of you. I need a wisdom save from everyone except Olin, as Olin's body just falls limp in the middle of this magic circle.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to roll with advantage.
Okay.
I'm
mm,
gonna assume a 13 does not save.
I'm gonna use my inspiration to reroll.
I'll say here in a bit.
I'm gonna roll Indomitable to reroll that at advantage.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it because I don't have a choice.
Hey.
Oh my god, it was on the one. I was
I know,
about
it's-
to scream.
Jeez.
+9, dude.
+1.
Come on.
All right.
Oh my
Has
God.
everybody done the inspirations? Everybody's
it's
rolled
not
the roll
enough
they're
for
going
this
to?
dog. That's what it is.
Watch a big DC 21.
Hmm.
I'd have to nat 20 it. It's fine. We're fine.
Oh, actually, you feel basically power, life being drained from you. I'm gonna give y'all some options. Dylan, you save.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Buster, Tobias, you can either lose a 4th level spell slot or higher, or 40 health.
Hit him where it hurts, John.
I'll take the 4th
You're-
level spell slot.
You're a motherfucker. You know that?
Wow.
Yeah, a 4th level spell. Fuck. Yes, okay.
Or higher.
Whose side are you on?
The dark powers, apparently.
I'm glad I don't have to make that save. I don't even have 4th level spell slots.
Oh, I was gonna ask if the echo could have caught Olin's body before it dropped to the ground.
Yeah, I think there's actually like this moment of like the shadow figure from Tobias and your echo are both like kind of like catching either side of Olin as they're beginning to fall.
Buster kind of looks down at himself. He's like, I don't have any fucking extra. We got a guy with light inside of him that's an extra thing, and a double, and then a shadow, and I'm just fucking me. What is happening?
Yeah, so
Let
magical
your goblin
energy,
out, man.
your arcane energy begins like flowing into
Decent exposure.
the ritual. You feel the dark power forming. There's also this moment. I think there is this moment where the explosion begins to continue. You see in the background, you feel like the rattling of the building, pieces of the castle begin falling, cracking of the floor flowing through here, pieces of it like falling through to the floor below. As this ritual is completing, you see the black light beginning to, or the black like energy of the dark power begins to glow. A bit of an internal glow of like, you kind of see the glowing eyes of Forgotten Light beginning to like almost shape at the edge of this thing. And there is a moment here where if you wanted to lash out or attack the power directly, this would be it. But if you just want to let the power do its thing, I'll just move on with my description.
I'll blast it with 3 Elder's Blasts.
Yeah, Olin gave us. What's Olin's status right now?
This is an EP.
Olin-
guy.
Conscious, unconscious.
You're
What
conscious.
is
You're
it?
just like,
Out of it.
I think you're just shook. Yeah, you just like lost a chunk of your soul.
I want to do like 3 things. Where's Maxie right now?
She's in the back of the room. On her knees. Eyes wide. Death
Time
is
funny right
just
now.
like- Yeah. Especially close to this thing. Though it feels like time is like starting to normalize somewhat. As
I
the
mean,
magics
like
of this ritual are completing.
initiative time.
Oh yeah. Where
Quote, unquote.
there's moments here.
Yeah. I'm going to look over at Maxie. Yeah.
I need to make a wisdom save for death, actually.
Yeah, you were saying death does something.
Death is just kind of like, I think, just staring at this formation, just pure joy.
Lich?
Typical. I'm gonna look over at Maxie. I'm gonna like snap. And I'm going to use prestidigitation to have a couple of words just like appear. Just
Okay.
like secure the cages. I was gonna say gates, but that's a little vague. Secure the cages. Just pop up in like floating block letters in front of her. As it's like mission text that's just like bubbly and floaty, and then it kind of like one end of each of the words pop, and then they kind of like fly away like little fart clouds, like poof. And that is a very goofy little visual that is quiet and just in front of her eyes because she's, you know, secure the cages. I'm going to jump over to Dylan. I'm going to say, I don't know if this is going to help, but I hope to God it does. I'm going to cast Holy Weapon on her.
Okay. Tobias,
I'm gonna
you're pretty
jump to the
instantly
fray.
casting Eldritch Blast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
want
don't
me to
want
go?
to. I don't want to skip over that. So you're doing your prestidigitation.
Yeah, I'm doing that like while
Yeah, you're moving
he starts
over to
blasting. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. Fuck. I
Suppose
think
technically-
I think we have to roll initiative.
Yeah.
Do you want me to wait for initiative for this, or?
Or is this what sets off initiative?
Oh, I'll take that roll. That's fine.
I think this is going to be kind of what sets off initiative. I'll let you go ahead and get like the free.
Okay.
You got
Do I
free
get-
prestidigitation. You could.
For any reason, I have an advantage on this.
No,
Okay.
no, but I
I have
I
a
was gonna
reason
check
to
my
get
element
advantage
action.
on it.
know that I have a stamp block ready for you guys to attack
Oh
Forgotten Light of the
God.
Dark Tower.
So
You guys know
we're
about
attacking
planetars?
the dark power that we just created. Technically, the Dark Lord we just created.
It's a
So another
planetar.
power vacuum.
I don't know. I just was throwing something out there for John.
I really
just-
hope it's not.
I'm just trying to understand the logic here. So we just created a new Dark Lord, right? By making
Dark
them-
power. You created a dark power. There is no Dark Lord.
Okay. So we're
Currently.
just gonna try and kill it and hope for the best.
Wait, is this the right idea?
Like, I just want to understand, as Sam, what is the actual plan? What is the thought process here?
I'm gonna.
Olin said to kill Forgotten Light.
If that thing takes over, kill it. It
Yeah,
didn't
it's a-
take over them.
It didn't
They
take
got
over
separated.
Olin. Oh, that is true. I was just if it takes over.
Go ahead and roll me the damage for the 21. Chris, here.
Oh, just the 21?
Yeah.
4. No, 4. What? 9.
Okay.
Like, I,
Okay.
Sam, would love to know the thought process here.
What the goal is?
Yeah.
Maybe we don't know.
Is it just violence for violence? Because I can get on board with that, but I, you know.
As soon as the Eldritch Blast go, Death is going to be like, no, and like move over to stop, like beginning to cast a spell towards Tobias is going to be that goal.
Okay.
And maybe as like all this sets off, we've got 3 initiatives. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, Dylan.
Yeehaw.
I'm just gonna, let's go ahead and get these in the tracker.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow. I thought I shat the bed, but we're good, I think.
Damn.
Outrolled death with my 1.
Hot damn.
I think I'll do a separate one for each. But they're all roll. These rolls, bro.
John, I'm gonna need you to stop rolling ones for my sake. How am I
I'm
supposed to catch up?
shocked that I still have the lead in initiative with a 13.
13.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
All right.
Thought it was all over.
This dark power begins forming. Tobias slams his eldritch spears into this forming dark power. Death begins casting spells. All hell breaks loose.
And
And that is where we're going to leave
It
off
was a
for
fake
tonight.
finale.
Haha.
Truly a throne room blitz. Find out next time whether our heroes and Darkon survives, thrives, or takes a dive. Thank you for joining us.
Wowzers.
How are they gonna know to pick us up?
How are they gonna know where to pick us up?
How are they gonna know when to pick us up? Where, when?
Mom,
Listen.
come to get me. I'm scared.
You guys have a-
don't know that.
I'm-
Our characters know that.
Yeah, you have a miss token.
Yeah.
Start ringing that thing right now. We gotta
Our
go.
characters know. Like, we got a fast exit we gotta make.